and I wanted to know something about the genesis of Call Me By.
Of Call Me By Your Name?
Yes.
Call Me By Your Name was, I think the genesis of Find Me is more interesting because it
Okay.
actually, no, I'm just saying, because Call Me By Your Name started with a house, a pine alley, a place in Liguria where I wanted to situate that town of B that I couldn't never decide where it was. And what was more interesting for me was I was going to start with a boy and a girl having basically attraction for each other. And then I realized this has been done a million times and I don't know what to do with it. But once I changed this to two men, then it became more interesting. And then there was now some hurdle that needed to be overcome. And that's what made the story, I think, very interesting to me as a writer, because now there was something holding them back. And it was basically the fact that it was a gay attraction, and Elio had never had this in his life and wanted to explore this, but didn't know how.
Yes.
And so, but in Find Me, the situation began from totally biographical. I was on a train. I was coming back from a town that starts with B, as it turns out. And I was on a train, and on the train, a woman comes with a dog, and she sits next to me. And we start talking, and at some point she says, "Could you hold the dog? I have to go to the bathroom." I've never held a dog in my life. Okay, so I did. Oh, yeah, sure, of course. And I had no idea what I was doing. But it was fun. It was a fun, her conversation was brilliant. She was smart. And then, of course, she told me about her dad. And 2 stations later, she got off the train. I was writing about my father at the point. I stopped writing about my father, and I began writing about her.
Wow.
And because that was the beginning of the story. And it starts in a totally biographical moment.